Hi, and welcome to the latest episode of Selling Montana, a podcast about real estate, entrepreneurial, and business in Montana. I'm Mark Beck.
I'm Meghan Salois.
I'm Stephanie Thompson.
We're coming to you from Sunset Plaza here in Kalispell, Montana.
And today's episode is sponsored by Island Noodles, a delicious treat at every festival, I feel, here in Montana, right?
We've all had some.
Yes.
It's delicious, yep.
Locally owned, has 20 different vegetables in it with the option of teriyaki chicken.
Yep. I've had it at the fair just a few times. Always have
I'll
to
be
stop
there
at the
this
fair.
year.
It's typically my go-to, so I highly recommend Island Noodles.
Go to their Facebook and follow them for events and where they'll be in the Flathead.
So we have a great guest with us today. Blake, why don't you just introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Blake Passmore. That's me. Yeah.
He was fashionably late, but we don't like his fashion.
Yeah, well,
It's
we
okay.
love the fashion. So
Go Grizz.
Go Chris. It's just it's a joke between me and Blake.
yeah,
all the
I'd say
time.
something, but I won't. So
Oh.
We'll keep it clean, right? We'll
Yes.
keep it clean. PG.
For the family and kids.
Yeah. So Blake, you're obviously being very humble, but you're a very accomplished person here in Montana, and you do a lot in Glacier Park. You're
I
very
do.
familiar with it.
Yeah. When I was a kid growing up here in the Kalispell, we do avalanche. We were just talking about that before the show started, and when we go up to Logan Pass, I remember going up there before the boardwalk was even in there, so you could walk wherever you wanted to up there in the hanging gardens. So things have changed quite a bit, and obviously when I moved back home in 1998 after graduate school and living over in eastern Montana for about 7 years, I had the opportunity to start climbing in the park with a buddy of mine, and that's what really ignited me and got me passionate about the park, and ended up writing some books that help people summit mountains up in the park, and also some historical kind of reference books. And then I do quite a bit of photography in the park too. So I'm pretty passionate about it now. And people are using my books to climb all over in Glacier up on the summit. So it's pretty cool.
Wow. Author, photographer. I mean, you're pretty heavily invested in the arts, I'd say,
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
How many books exactly have you written?
I've done 5 guidebooks. And then 3 coffee table books,
Your photography.
with my
Nice.
photography in them. And then my little publishing company, I think we've done 4 books related to outdoor kinds of stuff for other people as well. So,
Yeah.
I feel like I've definitely seen your books on the coffee table at houses when I'm showing it,
Right.
higher end homes in the valley. So I am vaguely familiar with your work. I
Yeah.
just never knew I'd be sitting next to you one
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
well, I'm kind of a big deal. No, not
Just
really.
Kind of just a little bit of a
Yeah.
big deal.
Yeah.
Well,
We know
Megan's
a local
family thinks I
celebrity.
am anyway,
Oh,
right,
yes.
Megan? Right?
We go way back. Yeah.
We
My
do.
family, we kind of
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
So how long have you known the Dalton family, correct?
Dalton Catlett gang.
Ah.
Yeah,
Well, it's more the
slash
Salois
Catlett.
family.
That's true.
Because my
We-
wife and her mother-in-law are cousins.
Okay.
I forget that we
Yeah.
have that other connection
Yep.
because my family knew you, 25 years ago?
Right.
And then, my husband ended up being related to you. So,
Oh.
small world.
And my best friend grew up, lived next door to Blake and his wife when I was growing up. So I've known Blake and his family probably since I was 7,
Something like that.
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So back to Glacier Park. Let's just say, being a visitor, you've done all the research. You've explored most of it, or a good chunk of it. What would be your advice for someone who's got maybe 2 days, 3 days to spend in Glacier Park? What are the must-hit areas?
Well, I think you need to drive going to the Sun Road. That's a must. There's a few ways to manipulate the system right now, and the best way to do that would be to book a cruise on the Glacier Park Boat Company. So you go to their website. That bypasses the need for the ticket, and you show them your ticket, your appointment for the cruise, like on the St. Mary Lake, something like that,
Yeah.
and you can bypass those lines and they'll let you through. So
That's
I
so
had no
smart.
idea.
that's a little inside.
That's a
inside
loophole
tip.
that they're going to close after they watch the
Well,
show.
They just might. Or find lodging or something like that in
Yeah.
the park. But that's a little difficult to do with a 2-day trip. But
Mhm.
so the ticket there would be to book a cruise,
Yeah.
and go take a wonderful boat ride. Those old Glacier Park Boat Company boats, they're built in the 1920s and 1930s. They're very neat and they're very safe to ride on, and that's what I would do to just get in on the road. And then you're going to want to get up there early too, so you can find parking like at Logan Pass, or if you want to hike to St. Mary Falls or Virginia Falls, those are pretty easy flat hikes for people. And you're going to want to be there early in the morning so you can get
those
parking.
ones, aren't they on the other side?
They're on the east side.
So do you recommend going through the park to get there, or
If you're coming from
on the other
Kalispell,
side?
I'd go over the
Oh,
pass.
Yeah.
okay?
It's about the same distance,
Mm-hmm.
same time, but less distance.
Okay.
And you see, it's just beautiful going up over the pass in the morning. So,
Yeah, totally.
yep. And then, of course, you could do avalanche. We've just talked about that. That'd be something more you could do. And you could actually book a tour on any of those boats, even the ones at Lake McDonald, out of Lake McDonald Lodge, and do that same thing. You'd still have that ticket to get in the park, the golden ticket.
That's so smart. I'm going to have to use that idea this summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, because as a local, I avoided Glacier Park,
Mm-hmm.
especially last year because of that reason. Something that kind of frustrates me, I just think that we should get a locals pass. Like, they've got to implement that.
Or a couple of locals days a year.
Yeah.
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 But there's no other national parks that do that, so I
Yeah.
doubt that'll ever happen.
We're not that special.
We're not that special.
But we feel like we are. We're
Yeah.
Montanans.
Do you have like a special pass for?
No.
No? Oh,
No,
you would think.
no. Last year,
Can we
If you
borrow
wrote
it?
five, if you
Yeah.
wrote 5 books, you
No.
get
Yeah.
in for.
There are some things as a local you can do, though. You can go volunteer at the park and give them some hours, and then they
Yeah.
give you a pass to get in, and then you can go through the employee line and get in there that way. My best friend is the chief medical officer for the Rangers, so he has a pass, and he can go park at Logan Pass. And so, there's some involvement kinds of things that people could do as well as if you're local to,
Yeah.
go and volunteer. The citizen science program's really cool. I've gone up and counted mountain goats and pikas and all those kinds of things with people, and going and looking for golden eagles. There's bird surveys and all that kind of stuff to kind of fill in. And they do the I can't remember the name of the duck. The harlequin duck comes in early, and they go and do those surveys, and those kinds of things add up to getting their pass to get in there as well. So
Okay.
Huh.
That's a great idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good way to get involved and
get involved.
Help.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So what I would recommend for other people that come in, obviously getting in on going to the Sun Road is a challenge. Now they've restricted going in up at Pole Bridge to Bowman and Kintla Lakes. But there's a lot of the park that you can still kind of get into and explore, especially on the east side. All of that stuff along the Middle Fork of the Flathead River, Marias Pass area. It's not as spectacular, but it's still the park, and there's still a lot of pretty stuff to see. Two Medicine's fantastic. I'm afraid that they're going to start doing the ticket system for that as well. And same thing with Many Glacier. They're already limiting the number of people that can go into Many Glacier. So Many Glacier's the same story, though. If you have that ticket on the boat, they'll let you in. So
Yeah.
that's
Genius.
kind of that insider tip. And I'm not getting paid by Scott Birch, who owns the Glacier Park Boat Company, but he's a good buddy of mine.
awesome.
And I really believe and support their work because they're locally owned. They've been in the
I didn't
the
know that
park
either,
since
that it was locally
1910.
owned.
How long has
19.
Scott owned it? Is it a family
They've
business?
probably been involved. Well, his dad owned it before him, so
Okay.
probably since the 1940s or 50s.
We'd love to get Scott, if you're watching this, we'd love to have you on the show.
Yes, Scott.
Yeah, come on, Scott. He's
That would
probably
be
too
awesome.
busy pulling his boats out and getting them ready.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we might be able to get his son Sam to show up.
There we
and
go.
talk
Oh, there
about
we
it
go.
There we
too.
go.
So
That'd be awesome.
You
Yeah.
let me know
That'd
if
be
I
very
can hook you up with him.
Yeah.
We're
I know
letting
how-
you know right
I know
now.
how
Yes.
to find
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a great family. Great family.
That would be awesome.
Yep.
Well, fantastic. Well, what I'm going to try and do is put a link to the map in the description so that people can pull the map up and look at those
Sure.
trailheads,
Yeah.
easily. So I'll try and pull that from Glacier's website.
And we'll
And
put a link to for people to be able to look at Blake's photography and books and things.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
the other thing that I really enjoy is the photography part of it. Lots of people take pictures in the park,
Yeah.
and it's really hard, people say, to take a bad picture in the park, but trust me, I've done it. You know, so I think one of the things that sets my work apart maybe from other people is I'm not afraid to get off the trail and get a little different perspective on things. So that's one of the things that I like doing because of the climbing. I'm not afraid to climb up a little bit of a cliff or whatever to get that cool shot.
I've watched some stuff that you've done.
So, that's just what I do.
That's what sets you apart too. I mean, when you're able to go that little extra, those few extra steps, and that's how, you know, we'll plug us. I mean, that's being a RE/MAX agent, right? I mean, that's what makes us great. You know, we have the experience, we do the extra steps that the other people don't. So we know how that is and what it's about. Just to segue here a little bit, you're involved in business yourself and real estate, correct?
Yeah, we build homes for people.
You build
that
homes?
buy lots, so yeah.
Okay, yeah. Do you mind telling us a little bit about that, your involvement in real estate?
Sure. Well, I am a superintendent for a small custom home company called Horizon Custom Homes.
Okay.
We've been in Montana since 1974, and a couple of years ago, one of my best friends decided to revitalize the company. His dad was of retirement age, and they sat down and talked about, you know, whether we should, you know, start building again and kind of ride this wave of development that we've got going on right now. And they decided to do that. And I started working for them a year ago in April. And I'm the superintendent of the projects. And we've got about 4 homes going on at this point, all at various stages of development. We're closing on, or somebody's moving into one of the homes this next week. And then we've got another one we just punched a hole in the ground, but primarily out on the east side of the valley. And
you
I really
started
enjoy
in
it.
Lakeside last year, right? Weren't you?
Well, we were looking, but we ended up not doing anything down there.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
yeah, so, yeah, I enjoy it. I come from a construction background. I built with my dad, so I'm not unfamiliar with the process. Things have changed a lot, though, in 30 years. So, yeah, and we try to keep some of Megan's cousins busy with moving some dirt and hauling rocks, and you know, so you know, try to keep it in the family as much as possible. And you know,
that's awesome.
And it's those connections that we have, being longtime residents, that we have. Oh yeah, I know him, and he does this or she does this, and so we try to do that and try to keep it local as much as possible.
So what's your biggest hurdle right now, maybe from your perspective or from an owner's perspective, with getting that home started? What's the biggest struggle or biggest thing to overcome?
Well, that's easy. Right now, it's just timeline for materials.
Okay.
You know, we used to be able to build a home in 9 to 10 months, and now we're telling them it's 12 to 14 months minimum.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, just because windows and doors are 3-4 months out, so you get your home built, all framed in, and then you sit and wait for those windows and doors to get there. It's just delay, and I think that's the biggest thing.
Okay.
And really then also finding, people, because there's so much work right now, it's really difficult to get on people's schedules.
Yeah.
So
there's a wage war. Is kind of what I hear it called.
Yeah.
It's a wage war, and everyone's paying a lot of money now, which is good. That's what I like to see. I mean, I think the Valley's been underpaid for labor and just in general, it's been underpaid, in my opinion. But so you've got how many projects you're working on currently?
We have 3 in various stages that have, roofs and siding, those kinds of things, that we're just starting another one, and then we have 2 more that we're going to be doing this year.
Can I ask, are the majority of your customers out of state?
Well, 1/3 of them are locals. One out of the 3.
That's great.
2 out of the 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
It's good to hear.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, and then, we got people from other places. Texas, California, and Washington.
Yeah, those are the 3.
I'm from Washington originally.
I didn't say anything bad about it.
I'm not going to say where I'm from originally.
Starts with a C and
a
ends
curse
with
word.
a California.
Yeah.
I was a little girl. It wasn't my fault.
You're like, I never actually grew up there.
Yeah, I didn't. So,
Well, thank you for
You're welcome.
coming on the
thank you,
show.
Blake.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Guess I'll have to try the island noodles when I
You
go
will.
to the fair.
On your cheat day health coach over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else in parting that you'd like to end with?
Well, you could follow my work on Facebook. I have Blake Passmore Photography. I post a lot of my work there. And if you're also interested in the climbing, I have a Facebook page called Climb Glacier National Park. So that's a really good way to kind of stay plugged in at this point. And I guess one of the cool things that I just started, as you know, I've always got to be developing something, is I'm working on a video series for photography in the park, where it's going to eventually morph into a training series that people will use, and so that's pretty fun. So
That's awesome.
yeah,
Fantastic.
always got to be working on something up there.
Yeah.
You're a busy guy.
I don't know how you do it all.
Yeah, I know the feeling. Well, we'll try and get those. I'll try and get those links, and we'll put them in the description or in the video.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Blake.
Yeah, this is great. Very
Thank
enlightening.
you for locally owned Island Noodles.
Yes, thank you very much, Island Noodles. And
Oh yeah, and go Bobcats.
you
Oh.
just had to go there.
I just had to
Can
throw
you turn
that
off
in.
his microphone?
Edit that out.
You're done. Well, thank you very much. Please click the subscribe button below, and